This is a great example of friction in an intake department. Unfortunately, this great example comes from my own firm, and so this is a shining example of why we were in the position we were in. But this was an actual process we had in place at our firm, an actual phone call flow chart that we had posted next to the phone at our front desk. And so the receptionist at the time was any number of 3 or 4 different people that would sub in and out, which was a big problem in and of itself. But they were tasked with following this chart to try to figure out where to route potential client calls. As you can see, it could depend on what type of case it was. It could depend on what time of day it was. It could depend on, what day of the week it was. Complete disaster. And looking back on it, it's laughable that somehow we thought this was a good idea. But it's also not surprising at all that we saw a tremendous amount of abandoned phone calls during this time period. People were placed on hold and they ultimately hang up. And it's no surprise why. I'm sure the receptionist was, trying to figure out how on earth to interpret this chart. She probably would have had a better chance at winning the lottery than actually getting the right person on the right phone call on the right day and time and whatnot. So this is a perfect example of a law firm completely overthinking something that doesn't need to be complicated. Our new chart is simple as it gets. Answer the phone in 2 rings or less, confirm the client's name and number, and get them routed to intake as soon as possible.